Welcome back to our invertebrates. Let's talk about worms. Our first group of worms are called Platyhelminthes, or the flatworm phylum. Our Platyhelminthes, I try to remember by thinking plat, flat, plat, flat, and it kind of just makes sense in my brain, okay? Different types of Platyhelminthes include flukes, tapeworms, marine planarian, and freshwater planarians. The symmetry that these platyhelminthes have is called bilateral. And bilateral symmetry means you can cut the animal one way to make it exactly in half, having the same body parts on both sides of the animal. You can see in this picture, if we were to cut the platyhelminthe the other direction, one end would have the head and one end would have the tail. That would not be the same body structures on both sides. There's only one way to cut it. So we have bilateral symmetry. The cellular organization for platyhelminthes is cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. You can see they have a digestive system, an excretory system, a nervous system, and all of those body parts to go with. Some of their structures, well, they do not have a body cavity. However, they do have a triploblastic layering system. So the outside of their body is called the ectoderm, or the outside layer. The middle layer is called the mesoderm, and the inside layer is called the endoderm. Our platyhelminthes have eye spots to detect light. Remember, eye spots do not see pictures, colors, shapes, outlines. Nope, nope, nope. All they see is amounts of light. The systems that platyhelminthes have include excretory systems to go to the bathroom, digestive systems to process their food, reproductive systems to create offspring, a nervous system. These are our first animals to have a brain. How exciting! But they do not have a respiratory system, so they do not have a system that allows them to breathe. They have to absorb the oxygen from their surroundings. For platyhelminthes to eat, they have what's called a two-way digestive system. That means food enters and exits the mouth. Yuck. It's two-way because out of one opening, the food goes both ways. It goes both in and out the same direction. So since it goes two different ways through the same opening, it is a two-way digestive system. There are also two types of eating systems. There is the parasite type, like a fluke or a tapeworm. If you have a dog, you tend to give them tapeworm medicine if they have a tapeworm, because dogs and cats are known to get tapeworms and they can make them very sick. I think it was about in the 80s. Now I say I remember, I was not alive, but I remember hearing the stories of these fad diets where people would intentionally, like on purpose, eat a tapeworm because all the food that they would eat during the day would be eaten by the tapeworm instead of them gaining weight. Now, sounds good, whatever, people were losing a lot of weight, but they were also, dying from the tapeworm that is then eating their body as well. So not a super great idea. There are also what's called free-living planarians, and those are going to be the ones that do not live in a host. They live in water, they live in lakes, they don't get inside of you and eat you. Those are just the parasites. So here are some pictures of tapeworms and free-living planarian. In order for platyhelminthes, or our flatworms, to reproduce, they do two methods. The first one is asexually, and they do the budding that other animals we've talked about do, and they also have regeneration. So if they are broken in half, both halves will turn into a whole worm. They will grow lost body parts. Here is a picture of one planarian budding into 3 more. So there is a total of 4 planarian you are looking at right there. Platyhelminthes also reproduce sexually. They are what are called hermaphrodites, meaning one platyhelminthe has both male and female reproductive organs. So you don't have to match up a male and a female. Some interesting characteristics about flatworms are that some are marine, some are freshwater, and some live on land. The largest land planarian is actually 2 feet in length. That's huge! Planarian can eat their own body parts and then regrow them back if there's not a food source and they are in dire need. A planarian's mouth is at its stomach area, so it's like halfway down their body. And some tapeworms can get bigger than 60 feet long. That's insane. I have a couple videos for you guys, so let's watch the first one.
It is in flatworms like planaria that we first see bilateral symmetry and cephalization, the localization of the sense organs in the head region. A pair of ocelli, light-sensitive eye spots, are located toward the center of the head. Lobes extending from either side of the head contain chemosensory cells. Planaria feeds using the protrusible muscular pharynx. The chemosensory cells on the lobes are used to locate the food. Through rhythmic contraction of the muscular pharynx, planaria pumps the food into the gastrovascular cavity with a siphon-like action.
Our next video shows us a couple different types of marine planarian, or ones that live in salt water. They're normally the pretty ones. All right, and the last thing I have to talk to you about is a tapeworm, okay? If you don't like looking at tapeworms or hearing about them, and you get easily grossed out and this isn't something you want to talk about or listen to, you can actually stop the video now. You don't have to listen about the tapeworms. But for those of you that are interested in how tapeworms work and all of that, stay tuned. Look at these pictures. Listen to what I have to say about tapeworms because they are gross, okay? So here are some pictures of tapeworms inside of humans. They actually clog up and make it so that your food cannot get through your intestines. One tapeworm can break off and make hundreds of tapeworms in your body. Remember, if they break off, they regenerate, so they regrow. So if there's anything in your body that causes them to break, it will just make more tapeworms. They also lay eggs inside of your body, and they come out by you going to the bathroom. And so if you find a tapeworm in your poop, you actually probably have more inside of your body. You can see the top right picture that has all of those tapeworms just falling out of that person's intestines. You can see the endoscopic picture on the left of a tapeworm inside of someone that they put a camera down and to see inside of them. The bottom right picture shows an intestine cut open, just full of tapeworms. Please, if you have a parasite, get it taken care of. You don't want to get sick from them. But that's all I have for you guys about Platyhelminthes. I hope you enjoyed talking about the worms, and I'll see you guys next time.